Do you remember how I told you guys that the Trello product team is really listening to all of the feedback that we've been giving them on the new Trello, the Trello 2.0? Well, this week I'm going to be showing you all of the things that they've already updated, all the changes that they have rolled out thanks to your feedback. But before we dive into this, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so that you never miss a tutorial or upload. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so it appears that they're starting with the navigation enhancements because that's what I've seen most people, I don't want to say complaining about, but complaining about, myself included on some cases. So one of them is not quite rolled out to everyone yet, so I have to show you that in their announcement article, which I will actually post this forum article in the description so you can go and check it all out for yourself and communicate with the team if you want to. So a lot of people commented on the fact that they didn't like that the board switcher was now just this pin at the bottom. They wanted to see it on the side again, the way that they were used to. So what they've done is given us the ability, because obviously some people like the new version, they've given us the ability to make a choice between the two, or I should say they're giving us the ability because not everyone has it yet. But as you can see here, when you go to that board switcher, you're going to be able to go into the 3-dot menu and select whether or not you want to keep the panel at the bottom or if you want to pin it over to the side the way that you're used to. So that is one enhancement they have done based on user feedback. Awesome. Another one that I want to show you guys is how you can actually change the way that this panel looks. So, I personally like seeing the backgrounds of my boards as thumbnails because that's what helps me kind of differentiate between the boards. But you will now have the ability to change this to a list view or a card view. So obviously you can still see the background there. So if you prefer it to be a little bit smaller so that it doesn't take up quite as much real estate, you can see more boards at a time. That is another option that they've now given us. Another enhancement that they've provided, I'm not going to say it's totally based on my suggestion, but it was feedback that I provided. I was missing the fact that I used to be able to, like up at the top, I had my starred boards option and my recent boards. And they had a version of that kind of in this board switcher, but not as clean as it was for me before. So now we have our starred section. It used to be like a, what's it called? Like a slider, I guess you would call it, where you'd have to scroll to the right or the left. It was just a little bit clunky and it made it hard to get to some of your boards. So they've now made it this little toggle section where you've got your starred boards and your recent boards, and you can just easily open and close them in that way. So I'm super happy to see that myself. And then the last two updates are kind of quality of life updates. So one thing that they had not done originally was include any version of the new planner feature onto the mobile app. You had the inbox, but there was no planner. So I'll show you that in the mobile app right here. You can see it's just on the bottom here, just like the inbox is. So it's still a read-only situation. You can't go in and add anything to your planner from the mobile app, but just being able to see it is super helpful. And it shows us that they're going in a nice direction with that planner and allowing it to be more on the go like many of us are. And then the last update they've given us so far, at least that I've noticed, is that we have the auto archive of cards that are marked complete in your inbox. So when you mark a card complete on a board, you can set up an automation to say, when I mark something complete, auto archive or whatever. But the inbox is not yet included in automation. And I don't know if that's coming or not. I've had a little bit of conversation with the team about it, and they're interested in learning more about how that would be useful. But so far, I haven't seen anything change in automation workflows. So what they did instead is they built in what would be an obvious use case for automation in the inbox as just a standard feature. So you've got a card here, you mark it complete, and it automatically archives itself. Now, you might say, well, crap, what if I need it back, right? How do I find it? Just like on any of your boards, if you click into your 3-dot menu, you have an option to view archived cards. So you can just click right in here and see all of the cards and search all of the cards that have ever been in your inbox and then were archived. It's super exciting for me to see not only just continued investment in this tool that I love so much, but also just seeing how open the team is to our feedback. And they clearly want to build a tool that we really want to use and really love. So it's super exciting to see that and to have that direct contact with them. Like I said, I will put the link to the forum article where they posted about these updates, and you have an ability to make comments there and communicate with them as well and give them even more feedback as to what you think about these changes. Were any of these updates based on feedback that you provided? Let me know in the comments. The online tools for your business do not need to be complicated and overwhelming. It's time to let it be easy. I hope you liked that video, and more importantly, that you found it helpful. If you did, please consider subscribing to the channel and sharing it with a fellow solopreneur. And make sure you check out the description for links to how we can connect and maybe even work together.